What's up, traders, and welcome to another installment of the Market Barometrics Macro Analysis series. I'm your host, Neil, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about unemployment. Now, unemployment just refers to those workers that are currently able to work and have actively been seeking work for at least 4 weeks. It's a key indicator of economic health because when workers become unemployed, it means that they no longer have disposable income for them to, turn around and spend in the economy. So when individuals are spending less money in the economy, it can be detrimental to businesses, which may in turn have to lay off more workers. This becomes a vicious cycle of, people becoming unemployed, businesses doing poorly, and having to lay off more workers. So keeping an eye on the unemployment rate, the unemployment level, new initial jobless claims, and the employment to population ratio is going to help us keep tabs on the employment situation here in the United States and keep us on top of the health of the US economy and the likely future direction of the stock market. So without further ado, let's jump in and learn a little bit more about unemployment. Unemployment is measured by the Bureau of Labor Statistics through household surveys and is released each month as part of the monthly jobs report. Now, there are several different categories of unemployment, but in general, when we say unemployment, we're referring to those people that are able to work and have been actively seeking work for at least 4 weeks. There are several different metrics associated with unemployment that the market barometer gives us access to, each of which is going to clue us in as to the current employment situation here in the United States, which is in turn going to clue us in to the health of the overall economy, the phase of the business cycle we're in, and the likely future course of the stock market. So first up, we'll talk about the unemployment rate. So here we are in the macro section of the market barometer software, and we're on the employment tab. We have several metrics related to unemployment available to us here. So the unemployment rate is in the top left. This is a key indicator of economic health, and it represents the number of unemployed as a percentage of the labor force. Now, in general, unemployment adversely affects the disposable income of families, erodes purchasing power, diminishes employee morale, and reduces economic output. When unemployment grows, unemployed workers lose their purchasing power, which blunts demand and may lead to even more unemployment. So this can be kind of a vicious cycle, a slippery slope of sorts. Somebody becomes unemployed, all of a sudden their disposable income is gone, so they're spending less money in the economy. So businesses fare worse and have to lay off more workers. So, this can quickly spiral out of control in tumultuous times. So the unemployment rate here looks specifically at the number of unemployed as a percentage of the labor force. Now, the labor force refers to those people that are either employed or officially unemployed. So this is going to count virtually everyone above the age of 16 that's either working or actively seeking work. So whenever the unemployment rate rises, that means that the proportion of the labor force that is currently unemployed is rising. So as part of the Federal Reserve's dual mandate, one of their main objectives is to ensure maximum sustainable employment. Now, generally, this is measured by the unemployment rate, and an unemployment rate around 4 to 5% is what's considered the natural rate of unemployment. Now, the fact is that there's never going to be full 100% employment because there are natural forces that move workers in and out of jobs, right? So consider a new college graduate seeking employment or a worker that was let go because they were displaced by a new technology. So it's perfectly natural for there to always be a small percentage of the labor force that's unemployed. So if you've ever heard the term full employment, that doesn't necessarily mean that 100% of people in the entire country that are looking for a job has one. It just means that we've reached that natural rate of unemployment. So typically an unemployment rate under 5% would be considered full employment. Now, the next chart in the top right here is the unemployment level. This is just going to tell us the total number of unemployed workers and serves the purpose of supporting the unemployment rate chart. Down in the bottom left corner, we have initial jobless claims. Now, an initial jobless claim is filed by an unemployed individual after first leaving employment. So it requests a determination of basic eligibility for the unemployment insurance program. This figure tends to indicate the future direction of the unemployment rate and thus the health of the economy and the likely future course of the stock market. Lastly, in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the employment to population ratio. Now, this is kind of an ancillary chart related to unemployment and is basically going to tell us the percentage of the entire working age population that's employed. So this includes people that are actively working, people that are unemployed actively seeking employment, and people that are unemployed not actively seeking employment. So again, all four of these charts kind of cluing us into the current employment situation in the United States, which we can in turn use to inform us as to the health of the overall economy. So again, going back to our lesson on the business cycle, when the stock market turns over into a bear market and shortly thereafter the economy hits its peak and enters a new contractionary phase of the business cycle, that's typically accompanied by higher levels of unemployment. So in general, looking at current levels of unemployment and the trend in the levels of unemployment can clue us in as to, which part of the business cycle we're in, how we want to allocate our portfolios in the stock market to best take advantage of where we are in the business cycle. And if you want a refresher on that, I encourage you guys to check out our sector rotation videos on which sectors of the market are going to stand to benefit from which parts of the business cycle. And here we are talking about employment. It all ties in, so we can use this information about unemployment to confirm which part of the business cycle we're in to help us appropriately allocate our portfolios. Bing bang Bob's your uncle. So that's what we're trying to do here at Market Barometrics. We're looking at all these little pieces of the puzzle and putting it together in a way that forms a narrative that helps us understand the macroeconomic environment that lead us to the ripest investment opportunities, the most primed corners of the market, which leads us to better investment decisions. So there you go, folks. Unemployment as another way to keep track of the overall health of the US economy and the likely future direction of the stock market. Keeping track of unemployment by way of the unemployment rate, unemployment level, initial jobless claims, and employment to population ratio clues us in as to which phase of the business cycle we're in, which in turn lets us know which sectors of the market are likely to show favor. As always, if you guys like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, leave your comments down below. Check out future tutorials from marketbarometrics.com. And until next time, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next video.